Joining us now is Cisco's Chief Financial Officer, Scott Herren. Scott, great to have you on.
Thanks, Jill. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So where specifically will this $100 million go over the next 10 years? And are there any specific nonprofits that you're already eyeing?
Yeah, first of all, we're pleased to be able to make this kind of a commitment as a company. I think sustainability is ingrained in the culture at Cisco, and it's something that runs through the way we manage our supply chain, the way we develop and build our products, because a lot of the carbon footprint that we have as a company really happens after the product leaves the door. And so we put a huge focus on designing more energy efficient products. This is the next step. And so what we're looking for are companies that are, of course, technology focused, that will participate in either the capture of already existing greenhouse gases, the reduction of future greenhouse gases, the promotion of green jobs, and just a broader community awareness and education.
Will Cisco offer any support outside of that money to these nonprofits?
Of course, we have a lot of expertise, all right? We have a lot of people inside the company that not only have the desire to help and to drive a more sustainable future for Cisco and for the world, but also have great technical knowledge. And so to the extent that we can expand that usage further, that's something we do. We also work very collaboratively with others in our industry that you might think of as competitors. And there are no competitors in this space, right? We're all fighting the same battle to reduce greenhouse gases. And so we work very closely with people that we otherwise compete with for customers in the marketplace.
Cisco's reached 100% renewable energy in several countries around the world. Is there a timeline for when you'll be 100% on renewable energy?
Yeah, I'm really happy with the progress we've made. And at this point, we're about at 85% of our energy needs being met with renewable sources. 100%, as you said, in several countries across Europe as well as the United States. And we'll continue to make progress down that path.
How is Cisco working to reduce supply chain emissions over the next few years?
You know, this is something we've had a focus on for a long time. And the supply chain team does a great job, as I said, working not just our scope 1 and scope 2 emissions, but working with our suppliers on reporting, on specifically understanding the techniques that they're using and being able to bring our expertise through the supply chain. And as I mentioned earlier, this is where we collaborate with others that you might otherwise think of as competitors in the marketplace. In many cases, we're using the same suppliers. And so to the extent that we can have a consistent set of requirements on those suppliers, it gives us all more opportunity to bring the positive change that we want to see. And so we'll continue to work through that supply chain and work in conjunction with others.
Oh, sorry to interrupt there. I just wanted to ask you to maybe elaborate a bit more. You're saying, some of these competitors that you're now working with, do you speak with other top level managers at your quote unquote competitors? What is the mood right now? How big of a priority is this for all of the companies like yours to really do something about cutting emissions and doing something about the climate?
I think ESG, and in particular sustainability, has gotten to the top of everyone's queue at this point. It's important start with our employees. It's important for our employees, and not just our companies, but our peer and competitor companies. It's important for our partners. It's important. It's become a must-have for certain contracts. So our customers, it's important to, and it's important to investors. So as that happens across the board, we all have, as I said, the common goal, which is reducing greenhouse gases and carbon emissions broadly. So it's very easy for us to partner in these spaces.
Switching gears, I just wanted to get your take on the global chip shortage. How big of an issue is this? And how long do you think that this will be an issue?
I think you see it across the board. It affects us to some extent. I think we've got a good handle on the impact at Cisco. But you see even in the car industry, right? You see across the board as products have become smarter and embedded more technology. We all rely on some degree of circuitry and semiconductors inside those products. And so the shortage is felt by everyone. I think the good news for us is we have a firm handle on exactly what those components need to be. and are a big enough buyer that we have a little bit of power to kind of get to the front of the line, if you will, on the semiconductor supplies that are available.
So do you think that it will have a big impact at all then on your bottom line for this year?
You know, we've built in what our expectations are already for that supply chain, and what is happening is as the supply has gotten tighter, of course, lead times have gotten longer. So we now, the downside is you commit much earlier to the future supply. The upside is you have a good sense on exactly what that supply looks like during the lead time period. So we have a pretty good handle on the impact.
All right, great to have you on. Such good perspective. Thank you so much. Cisco Chief Financial Officer Scott Herren, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.